everyone, so today you're going to be writing your script for your puppet show. So you're going to need your storyboard that you created the other day, and you're going to need your book to create your script in. Okay, your learning objective and success criteria. Your learning objective is to be able to write in the style of a script. Your success criteria, one is I can write the name of the character. I can write the character name in the margin. So the margin is this bit down the side here. Okay. Number two, I can separate the name from the speech using a colon. So a colon's really simple. It's just two dots that look like this. Okay, one above the other. Number three, I can write down what the character would say. And number four, I can start a new line when a new character speaks. Okay, so they're the rules, if you like, for creating your script. So as I said, you are going to need your storyboard, and you're going to need to make a decision about whether you need a narrator part or not. So a narrator would tell parts of the story that maybe one of the characters aren't actually saying. So for instance, they give a bit of background information. So my story, I think I do need a narrator. I want a narrator to say things like, once upon a farm there lived lots of animals, for instance. Okay, because there's not necessarily a different character that could say that. Okay, so decide whether you want a narrator or not. Okay, so when you're creating your script, the first thing you need to remember that the script will then tell the different parts what they need to say. Okay, so we don't need speech marks or anything in a script. But we do need to remember that whatever we're writing is what the person would say. Okay, so I'm going to start with narrator. So in the margin, I'm going to write narrator. And then I'm going to do my two dots for the colon. So it will look like this. Can you see? Narrator, colon, and then I'll be ready to say what the narrator is going to say. So I'm going to look back at my storyboard, and I'm going to use that for my ideas today. So, and the narrator, I want them to say, once upon a farm lived lots of animals. And then I might again use my storyboard to plan the next bit the narrator's going to say. So I'm going to then put the animals made lots of noise apart from the ladybird. So then, oh, and don't forget, capital letters and full stops are still the same. So we start with our capital letter, finish our sentence with a full stop, capital letter, start our new sentence, and full stop. So now what I want to do is, I don't want a narrator just talking through the whole story. I said there's lots of animals making noise. So in my script, that's when I could then start planning what the animals are going to say. Now, my story is quite simple, and the lines that the animals have is quite simple. So I'm going to go on to the next line, and I would like the pig. So I've put pig, and I've put my colon, and pig is going to say oink. Like I said, quite a simple story. Okay, so the narrator stopped talking. Okay, so then I start a new line. That's one of our success criteria, to remember that. Okay, so pig says oink. Then I'm going to have the cow says moo. So it's a new character speaking, so I need to start on a new line here. Okay, again, capital letters. I've put exclamation marks, but it's down to you which punctuation you need to use at the end. Okay, and then the duck is going to say quack. Okay, start a new line. character name, colon, and what the character is saying. Okay, I'm going to skip forwards a bit because I don't want to go through all of the animal noises with you. So, the next part of my story, so once I've all kind of I've introduced the characters, I might then say narrator is going to say, one night, two men arrived in a van. Okay, can you see? Narrator, colon, wrote what the narrator's going to say. So now I'm going to have man number one. He's going to say, oh, look at my storyboards. Oh, they were planning to steal the cow. So if I was going to put that into a script, I might say, the man might say, we need to steal that cow. And then man number two might say, yes, we will go through the farm and find the cow. So again, when I've started a new character, the character's name is in the margin, my colon, I've written what the character said, and then when it's a new character, I've started on a new line. Okay, so even if there's room on at the end here, we would start on a new line for a new character speaking. Okay, so then I would carry on. So my next part on my storyboard was the ladybird told the other animals. So I would then probably have the ladybird and I would write something like, two men have arrived and they're planning to steal a cow. Okay, so I would write that next. Then I'd look back at my storyboard. What's the next thing happening? Who is likely to say it? Don't forget you've got your narrator there. If you don't know who could say it, you've got your narrator role. Okay, all the way to the end. Okay, so I want you to have a go at doing that. And then at the end, I want you to think about whether you've met the success criteria or not. So I haven't finished at all, as you can see. I've only got to 1, 2, 3 to my 4th box on my storyboard. So I have a lot of work still to do. But so far, am I doing well with the success criteria? So number 1 was I can write the character name in the margin. Let me check. Have I been doing that? Yeah, so I can tick the first success criteria and I can put SC1. I'm going to do it underneath here, underneath a character's name that's in the margin. Number 2, I can separate the name from the speech using a colon. Have I used colons after the name and before the speech? Yep. So I can tick that one and I can put SC2. Success criteria 2 next door to a colon. Number 3, I can write down what the character would say. Yeah, I've been doing that the whole way, haven't I? So I can tick that success criteria and put SC3 next door to something that a character said. And number 4, I can start a new line when a new character speaks. So I did, didn't I? Because if I look at this narrator part, I wrote what the narrator was saying, and then when they'd finished and we went on to man 1, I started a new line. So I can tick success criteria 4 and I'm going to put SC4. Okay, so it's your turn now to write your script. Don't forget at the end to try and think about whether you met the success criteria or not, and look forward to seeing your scripts.